Listen up, partners. This is Good, Bad, Ugly on World Improv Network.
Good evening, everyone. I am Alex.
My name is Asa.
And this is Danny.
And we are your astute wind counselors to get you through the week with any daily grind issues you may be facing or any problems that you want us to resolve for you. And we go to our first winner. And that's Fetty from Marseille, France. And he writes, Dear Win, any recommendations on how to address the worldwide terrorism problems that's continuing to spread like a cancer?
Any ideas on how to address them?
Yes.
With laser beams, I guess.
That's not a bad idea, Kyle. I mean, laser beams, if we had enough of like a portable sized way to render them out and to use them in an everyday usage manner, perhaps that could end it.
I think, that would be the most scientifically advanced way.
Right.
My recommendation would be, I guess you could consider it kind of old school, which would be to be honest and apologize. And this is for all parties.
Oh, gotcha.
All right. This includes all the parties that are doing destructive
So
things.
if you make a mistake, apologize for it, and therefore none of it festers to the point where then all of a sudden terrorism rears its ugly head.
Yeah, I mean, what was it? And we don't cover these stories as much, like when like the USA has like a drone strike in another country and like 50 people die or something.
We don't cover it at all, basically, yeah.
So like if maybe the United States would be a little more open about it and just say our bad, or even better, stop doing it.
Maybe that would be a way to
This is great comedy.
resolve. Yes, that's right. Danny, what do you think?
Well, maybe it'll relieve some of the tension. I think when it comes to terrorists, showing hate and more hate like pisses them off more.
I gotcha.
And like it's like adding fuel to the fire. Like I want to do it the MLK way, like peaceful protest. We're not gonna let you make us feel this way about a certain kind of people because you're your own kind of people.
Yeah. So you could like shower them with rose petals or something.
Well, as much as I'd love to see them all blow up.
Bam! That's the laser. God, that's amazing. You see that? That laser beam got that Meowth on the floor. I feel bad for it. It's just a puff of fur. Oh,
like
man.
A little fur.
Kyle, I could have caught that one. I mean, that was like a 356 Meowth, and you just zapped it with a laser beam. That's not cool.
Yeah.
Clearly, he wants to do the same thing, our producer, Kyle. I'm going to go with Danny's approach, kind of a mix. We bomb them to smithereens with rose petals. We just drop so many rose petals that you cannot resist to fall in love, and the beautiful smell of rose petals and the beautiful scenery of rose petals all across the landscape that you'd be like, I'm going to turn around and go home. Why do I even want to do this? This is just, everything's chill. I'm just going to hang out my rose petal pasture. That's it. Yep. All right, well, we'll move on to Leslie from Broomfield, Colorado, and she writes, Dear Win, did you hear about the 3 ladies in Michigan who spent the night out scared in the wilderness because they thought they were going tubing down a river that would be in a circle and take them back exactly where they started from, but actually floated miles down the river instead and had to be saved by a fisherman the next day? Any thoughts on that? Wow.
I feel so bad. Because I've done stupid things like that before where you don't plan out your hiking route the way you're supposed to. And then you end up like, oh, we're going to go on this loop. And then the loop is closed. So then you have to go back the way you came. And I've ended up like opting to hike 19.3 miles one day in an 8-hour time span with 2 ounces of water.
And you had to defy gravity. Just like these ladies thought this river was going to do.
Yeah, apparently. They're admittedly dumb. Like, we've all made our dumb choices. We've all been there.
They thought it was going to go in a circle?
In a full circle.
Like a lazy river?
Yeah, like a lazy river. To take them back to where they started from. And it was actually a river in Michigan. Wow.
Wait, so there is a river that does this, and they just went on the wrong river?
Yeah, clearly. Yeah, so they jumped on the river. Someone told them, if you start here, you'll end up right where you started from. And it was like 6 miles later, they're out there. They're not getting anywhere closer. So then they spent the night on the banks of the river, scared, thinking that, oh my God, we're not going to be able to get back to civilization because the
Dang.
river's not taking them back where they started to. And a guy in a boat picked them up.
That's a different kind of loss.
Yeah.
You know, like versus just like, shoot, lost in the city. Like, what intersection are we at? It's like, you don't know where you are.
No, that's like lost in logic. Okay. I mean, gravity, downhill, angle of geometry. The water is never going to come back. That's naturally flowing, ever go back to that exact same spot because it has to go only one direction. That is down.
Yeah. It's not like it's not like escalators. Like there's one that goes down
Right.
and, just hop off of that one and get on the other one that goes the other direction.
And jump on the turtles, shells, and it takes you back up to the river again, and then you can go right in a circle. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, now they know. Now they know how rivers work.
Clearly, I think they do after a bunch of mosquito bites, chiggers, and everything else. And the guy in the boat must have been mortified to pick these girls up. Yeah. All right, we'll go on to our next winner, and that's Hussein from Amman Jordan. And he writes, Dear Win, I have friends who are able to somehow download the new Pokemon Go app, and they are running around like little kids catching Pokemon. Are you as excited there in the U.S. as my friends are here in Jordan? Well, I think we've probably touched that. Matter of fact, I know they touched that in Talking Points, how it's a revolution. I mean, man, it's amazing how it's sweeping the world. And yes, the answer, Hossein, is that it is just as crazy over here, especially since it's kind of where it started and launched, that, why not? If everyone's going to run around like kids, chase meowths and, Zubats and everything else, that's the revolution, right? What do you think, Ace? Do you think they're more or less giddish as kids over here trying to catch Pokemon?
I don't know. I mean, I can speak for myself, and I'm not giddy at all. Sorry, but I mean, I did Pokemon. All right, Pokemon came and went a long time ago. I played it on the Game Boy. I did the cards.
Oh, you did the old school Pokemon.
Now I play Pocket Trains. All right, everybody's talking about Pokemon Go. Download this app. All right, it's called Pocket Trains. You get to be the manager of a series of train lines, and you have to buy licenses in different continents. I'm telling you, this is a lesson in business and finance. No, Kyle, this is as exciting. This is people. Well, there's a pocket train revolution waiting to erupt.
I'm guessing that right now people are on the caboose, but maybe they'll be at the front of it before you know it.
I'm hoping so. Join me at the front. I'm putting coals in the engine.
What about you? How about a lovely lady's perspective of this, Danny? What do you think?
Well, I feel bad because there are many lovely ladies who I'm sure love Pokemon Go.
Right.
I have never been a gamesy person. 'Cause I'm a
Right.
competitive person. So I stay away from anything games oriented. But it seems like people really like it. I feel like when you see someone standing on a street corner, it's likely that they're playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
And if they're, immersed in their phone. So I mean, I'd say people are pretty giddish about it. And just because I'm not, I think there's this group.
Demographic?
Yeah, there's a certain demographic. Probably people my age, young, 19, 20 somethings, all going fanatic for it because Pokemon was kind of dying out when I was a kid. Like by the time I'd grown up, like by the time I was like in 6th grade, it was done. Like Pokemon wasn't really a thing anymore. So I feel like we're all like, yeah, resurgence of something we didn't get to really experience. And so yeah, catch those Pokemons.
Yeah, and I was talking to you guys earlier. I'm somewhat of a newbie to the Pokemon universe. I knew a little bit about it, but until the game came out, Pokemon Go, I really wasn't too versed with the Pokemon world. But I have to say, it struck me really well because it's kind of a cooperative thing. Like if you go to the park anywhere near, I mean, if there's 200 people right now in a park here in Denver, 150 of those people that are in that park are playing Pokemon Go, which is absolutely amazing. Where there might have only been 20 people in that park before, but because there's Pokestops in there and people dropping lures and so on, people are just absolutely congregating to parks and playing music and hanging out, grilling, whatever, just, playing Pokemon. But it directly impacted me too because I'm starting to run and do some training, and I'm like, God, this is taking out a lot of the mundane activity of doing this kind of training, running, lifting, step ups, these kind of things that aren't the funnest things in the world to do. But when you have your hand and your mind set on the Pokemon that you're trying to catch or trying to go and navigate around the park to go to different stops and so on, all of a sudden those 300 step ups are at 80 pounds of weight on your back. You don't even think about it. So it's been a huge benefit for me. And then that caught on to me wanting to play it personally. So, I mean, it's definitely a revolution in my mind.
And I think we can all relate to carrying around 80 pounds on our back.
In Pokeballs.
In Pokeballs, yeah.
And we're going to give you one more little piece of inspiration to get you to the rest of the week, and that's known as Horoscope Corner.
Love, fortune, status. Let us do your astrological chart. Horoscope Corner on World Improv Network.
Hey there, Libras. Your picture sign thing is the scales, but your scales are going to be all out of balance this week unless you check us out on YouTube. Go to the iTunes podcast store. Leave us comments, likes, stars, ratings. Like this stuff. Check us out on Twitter. Leave us some stars. And as always, we are here on Sundays at 8 o'clock here at we are on the radio station. Mile High Sports Radio, 1340 a.m. on the regular, and that's Sundays at 8 o'clock.
Thanks for listening to Win on Mile High Sports Radio. Don't forget to be a winner and interact with the cast by sending your suggestions or questions for each show segment throughout the week by hitting them up on Facebook at World Improv Network, on Twitter at World Improv Net, or by calling into the Mile High Sports Radio studio line on Sundays before or during the show. See you next week.